Would you like to be somebody who understands why pain is potentially better than happiness in life? Then listen to this entire video where I explain how pain is the necessary ingredient to feel alive in life and feel meaning and fulfillment, and like life is actually worth living. So before we get into this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, dating, Jungian psychology, and how to reduce suffering in life. Let's get into it. So I just made a video on why you should not be ashamed to cry and let your emotions reveal themselves. And I was tearing up in the video, and this particular thought crawled back into my mind out of the cracks of my unconsciousness, which has occurred frequently over the past few weeks. So I know what I'm about to talk in this video is relevant and must be expressed. So, experiencing emotional pain, in some sense, feels good. It actually feels better than simply being satisfied and happy all the time. And that might sound masochistic in some way, but it's not. Hear me out. When you experience pain and meaning together, your soul shakes, dances, and sings. At that moment, you feel the most alive in your entire life. And that feeling trumps satisfaction by far. I think we've been fed a misleading concept of what the best aim constitutes in life, what that would mean. And the most valuable thing to aim for in life is not happiness, but what I would call intensity. With intensity, I mean fulfillment and meaning, but I don't want to use those words immediately because people have the tendency to box them in without comprehending what these terms accurately represent. What I mean with fulfillment and meaning as intensity is the feeling that your life is worth living and is a beautiful experience. It isn't a happy experience necessarily, but a beautiful one that is multifaceted and rich and deep. I use the word beautiful because it entails a judgment of the aesthetics of something. And in order to understand what is beautiful, you must first understand what is ugly. Before you are eligible to judge something as beautiful, you must first have experienced pain, let's say the opposite of beauty. And because the absence of beauty is what gives something beautiful its aesthetics, like the absence, first you see, okay, here's pain, this is ugly. And then you see something beautiful, and now you understand its value because you want new pain and you can compare it. So pain is necessary to feel life is beautiful. And it's the same with life itself. In order to understand life's meaning properly, you must first have felt its meaninglessness. Or not, let's say it was not meaningless, but you did not see its meaning. You felt meaningless. So this is all revolving around the unification of pain with meaning or fulfillment or intensity that gives life its beauty and intensity. And with meaning, I'm referring to taking responsibility in life, taking initiative despite life's tragedy and the inherent difficulty and the uncertainty, and despite everything seeming already broken, it is still taking initiative and wanting to do good despite that brokenness. And what you're doing here is you're actually associating yourself with reality. You are synchronizing yourself with reality because you're basically accepting the true nature of being. And I think that is quite liberating because you no longer have to lie to yourself that life is difficult and actually I want to be happy and I don't want suffering, I don't want pain, but the pain will always be there. You will never find this sort of hypothetical utopian idea of happiness. It does not exist, and when you aim for it, you dissociate yourself from reality and you suffer because in some sense you're being naive and you're misleading yourself. Once you feel the profound feeling of being alive, that intensity, you'll understand the incomparable relation between happiness and intensity or beauty. But I can imagine it is tricky to grasp beauty and intensity and meaning or fulfillment if you haven't felt it before, because it is a feeling, it is not a intellectual. You don't grasp meaning by thinking, you grasp it by feeling. And when you understand this value hierarchy between intensity and happiness, your goals in life shift. As in, when you value intensity above happiness, your goals shift. You shift from an outcome focused to a process focused strategy. A lot of people aim for happiness, and that often entails a sort of benchmark kind of goal. They think once they achieve a certain height in their career or a size of bank account, they'll miraculously suddenly be able to flick a switch and be happy. So they're craving for something. And Buddhism actually is predicated on the belief that suffering stems from cravings, desires. And so hence aiming for happiness probably isn't useful because you want something you don't have, essentially. That's what it means. Whereas when you aim for simply living life actively, where you fail, you experience pain, suffering, experience rewards for your hard work, and generally engage in a large variety of activities, the full bandwidth, then you experience intensity. It's really quite simple. The more you physically live, now I don't mean sort of abusing substances or self-destructive activities like that. I mean the more you physically live, so the more you leave your comfort zone, the more intensity and meaning you experience. And that is really process focused because you are putting your faith in the experience and not in the outcome. You are simply living in the moment. You are doing the activities, getting out of your comfort zone instead of wanting an outcome of that experience. You're just letting, the value is in the experience itself and in the process itself and not the outcome of it. Hence you focus on the process because the process is what gives you this variety of experience in life. It's very simple. The variety of experience comes from the experience, and the variety of feeling stems from experiencing different things that provoke a feeling within you. So you release that tenacious grip on wanting outcomes, hoping they shall deliver your happiness. Instead, you welcome whatever arises in your life, and you are able to let go like that because you are no longer running from pain. Seeking happiness is really a synonym for avoiding pain, and I think that is the real motive for most people who search for happiness. They want a reduction of, for example, stress in their life, or let's say financial stress. When they say, I want financial wealth, well-being, they're not saying that like they want that. They simply want to move away from financial instability. So when you understand how to find intensity and meaning, you welcome all experiences of life, and that is grounding yourself in the truth and nature of reality. I think this attitude transforms all aspects of your life because it is so potent. And I even think that the concept of happiness, really, if you think about it, give it time to think about it, and you will notice it is underdeveloped and kind of immature. It does not reflect human nature. Happiness is one-dimensional. It's like you're either happy, that emotion happiness, or you're not happy. Humans are not one-dimensional. Hence, it is not a viable goal or direction with which to sort of navigate life with. So pain, in conclusion, is better than happiness because it provides you with a kind of intensity, a feeling within you that makes you feel profoundly alive. And once you feel that, you notice how that feeling is so much more valuable than happiness. It's as basic as that. And searching for happiness is just, it's basic, it's underdeveloped, it's not even, it's just not worth it, essentially. Whereas experiencing pain, sort of just getting yourself dirty sounds a bit weird, but like just running, just doing a wide variety of weird experiences that will bring you richness in life, and that's the meaning of life in some sense. That is where you feel profoundly alive. So please leave a comment below whether you agree or disagree with me that pain is actually potentially better than happiness because it brings you an intensity of feeling alive in life and like life is worth living. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, dating, Jungian psychology, and how to reduce suffering in life. Thank you for listening.